All right, we are live.
Are we?
Yeah, give it a minute for people to pop on. Hi, Leah.
I don't see we're live.
Oh yeah, my butt just vibrated.
That was Paranormal.
We are live.
All right, so we're at a location. We're going to help this client out again. We're going to reinvestigate. It's been a little while, a couple of months. We were here twice before. So we're going to do a walkthrough. Leah and I will do the walkthrough. Mike's going to videotape. Then when we loop back...
I was waving at the camera.
Oh. Closer, get closer.
Well, I mean, I can... Never mind.
When we get back, we're going to look around. We're going to talk to the client a little bit. Get some general information about some activity. Then he's going to break away. We'll go lights it off and set up a thing. Then probably 7:45, 8 o'clock, we'll go on dead air. Come back at 9, have everything set up.
So, and do our drawing.
Do our drawing for our guest investigator.
The guestigator.
All right.
Guestigator.
Are we ready?
Ready?
All right. Let me grab a tape recorder. Just in case something
decides to show itself.
Mm-hmm.
As everybody's popping on and signing in, please say hello.
Hello.
Type hello. Do that one. Do you know Morse code?
I do Morse code. All right, we're ready.
All right.
Ready, Miss Lee?
Let's go. No.
So as you can tell by where the location, we're not going to give the location out, but there are a lot of historical artifacts, a lot of things involved with history, culture. And this is one of the things you always want to do. You want to check out the location during the daytime.
You're buzzing.
I am. Just for safety purposes.
Wow.
Makes me think there's electrical through here.
We'll take note of it, and I'll bring my meter and set it up over here and see if we get the same result. The Duke.
Not the recorder. It's tipping all over the place though.
Yeah, it is.
It is fresh batteries. Okay. And those people who are watching about orbs, this location does sell orbs. We actually captured one. See that? $49.95. Stop by. Tell them Paranormal Help sent you. You can get it for free. No, I'm just kidding.
And if you respond in the next 30 minutes,
yes,
we'll send you not one, but 2.
We'll send you this entire case right here.
Oh, wow.
Of bottled orbs.
So what we're doing, we're just walking through this location. I don't have anything over here. It's completely zeroed out.
Well, maybe it's running this way then.
In a U shape. Yeah.
No. Because it's along that same line.
Well, it would be right here.
No, not if it's
Not if the line is right over here.
Yeah, if the line, I'm talking about this line here running horizontal that way, or vertical, whichever way you're looking at it.
Perpendicular.
Check this road behind us and see if you get anything there.
Well, what we're going up to? Well, that's in midair. Well, that was a 1.26. It would definitely
Figure that out.
make sure it's not in the equipment. equipment. So here.
I'll let you hold this.
Okay.
So I don't like the whole thing. You walk down there and see if it turns on.
So I turned the beep off. We're at 28.
Oh, wow. That's a freaky looking Lady Liberty.
I'm gonna volunteer and being recruited.
Better do it. Do
Buy
it.
a Liberty Bond now.
I'm zeroed out.
0.
I'll take that back. I got 2.
Hey, Leah, do you have your phone on you?
I do.
Can you go on? For some reason, I'm not getting any comments. I don't know if no one may have said anything, but it does seem kind of odd that I haven't seen anything since we started. So I don't want make sure no one's trying to speak to us and we're not getting it.
Alex says, dang, I'd love to have been invited. And, whoops. Alex says, dang, I'd love There's
Disembodied voice.
What in the world?
It's me. Oh, shoot. Where'd it go? Oh, and then Kevin said, comment test. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. Because, see, like, I got it popped up, says you're watching. That's the only thing I've seen so far.
Okay, well, I'll keep it open. And I'll check periodically.
Okay.
Nothing in here.
Says you.
Could be not light.
Just a, yeah, I'd say so.
Oh, I got Kevin's comment. Thank you, Kevin.
One of the things, if you're doing an investigation, you open a door, shut it back. That way you don't think something opened it. Make sure it's latched. Here we've got some uniforms. Some of them are authentic, some are replicas. So I'm all the way zeroed out.
This definitely over here is a point of interest. So we will keep that in mind.
Alex, yes, we'll actually be walking back there here in just a minute.
Yeah.
This place is a maze.
Wow. Only if you're in the racks.
I mean, like, I took the way around the racks.
I know, but
You're the camera.
yeah, you're the camera guy. We're investigating, or
We're doing a walkthrough.
like, yeah, thank you.
Get you a drone shot. Hey, Leah. The other Leah. The other Leah. Here, and so it begins. Well, Leah has a top fan diamond.
Nice.
So
So
evidently,
one of the things, Mike, if you can get a shot of that.
Sweet, Leah, good.
So when you do an initial walkthrough, stuff like this, just leave it as it is, but document it. That way, in the middle of the night, you see that and you knew it was there before. Never seen a spirit pick anything up and put it back where it's supposed to be. Seen them knock books off the shelf.
right. Does anyone feel tense? A question we just got.
Over there is super tense. I was getting
We'll take a
headache.
shot back over there again. Over in that area.
My headache's leaving, but
That's over there.
I'm just... you're between us now and you're the darker.
Alright, let's go in there.
Yeah, this is gonna be different when it gets dark. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Perfect fit.
Aww.
Hey, April, thanks for joining us. We're doing our initial walkthrough of the location here that we're going to be investigating tonight.
Marking points of interest and such, and baseline readings.
Back here in the bathroom's a 36.36. That's the highest in here. Yeah.
Hey, it's in the women's room.
It's about to get split. Later, drop my light. Later tonight, folks, when we go live at 9 o'clock, we will announce our guest investigator. Wow. So now 1.6, 1.42. I would say knowing what this building was for, I would assume that's electrical.
Yeah.
Face turn red there, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
It's warm in here.
Yeah.
Nick, thanks for joining us.
Well, it's still going on. There you go. Now we're dead.
Yeah, that'll change when it's dark.
He's got a bunch of uniforms in display. Very irreverent, paying respects. I love it. Omar E. Bacon. We're going like
Oh wow, that's sharp.
a Marine Corps officer uniform.
Excuse me.
I think she broke her hip. Like a .15 is the highest we got here. We'll have to turn this audio off. So if you're hearing that, that's actually a tape player. It's not disembodied voices.
Right.
What? Hear what?
Oh, it is a recreation of radio sounds from the time.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's starting to on.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a grain right there too. So that's probably natural. But something to document.
Just two cats hanging out.
One of them's got his nose in the corner.
I just died. My equipment died.
Ed, can you hear us?
Not true.
Not 3 times if you can. Thanks, April. Everybody watching this, take April's lead there. Share this video. Share and like. And when you're in a location like this, I want to point out, you've got mannequins like this sitting around. Make sure that you do take note of where they're located, because if you're walking through the middle of the night and it's dark and you walk up on this guy, you're not expecting him, it can be a little bit of a shock.
Hey, the other thing you want to point out is reflective services if you do flash.
Yeah.
And if you do flash, for God's sakes, please holler flash before you blind everybody during the investigation.
Like Ed's doing with the flashlight right now.
And keep flashlights below eye level.
Yeah. Normal readings on the light bulbs.
For just a second. What you got going on?
Another point of interest.
This corner. Jennifer Seaton, thanks for popping in.
Just be mindful that fan can move. Like it's
Yeah.
moving this paper over here and stuff, and that cloud.
Before we actually set up our night vision investigation, we're going to turn all the power off and everything. Make sure there's no anything like this can move things around. Yeah.
That's just going nuts.
That is, it's almost 3. The other thing I want to point out is like the cameras.
Oh yeah, they're.
You can get some really weird anomalies on your camera if you have an IR camera.
Yes.
Yes, they'll shine bright.
And that's simple debunking a lot of teams don't do.
Hey, Raven. Jennifer, we are at a location. We're doing the walkthrough right now. It's kind of a museum, if you notice. We will be doing an interview with the client, the owner, whenever we get done with this walkthrough.
So we're at 2.0, 1.9. We're super duper high. That's the 4.
Good morning, Leanne. I'm going to guess by the British flag that you're over in the UK.
Oh, she's a soccer fan.
And she said good morning.
That would make sense.
Hey, Randall. Thanks for joining us.
This is going to be quite hostile.
I'm going to walk this way and turn around. Hope nobody got dizzy from that.
Goodness.
So something that we did when we first came in about 30 minutes ago. Is that too close? Okay. About 30, 45 minutes ago, I came through with my iPhone and I took pictures of anything that might have been in the floor, the way the pictures are made, like over here, any of these things here. We're just making sure. We want to document all this. One, there have been teams that have gone in and caused damage. That's not what we do. We work off integrity. That's what we work on hard. But we also want to document anything here. That way, maybe if we came back and one of these cases had a match foot and moved to the side or something, we wouldn't have to second guess. We could go back and look on pictures and go, well, that's not the way it was.
Yeah.
So you want to document like it's a crime scene before you walk in.
And just a note, if anybody does know where we are, just kind of not mention that at all. When we interview the client, if they choose to say the
To
name,
announce that.
then they're more than welcome to, but just try not to do that unless they specifically say it themselves, and then we can talk about it all you want.
Yeah,
but-
that's right.
Raven, yes. The flag right there, blowing right there, there is a fan right there. You'll notice it is oscillating. So anything in this area that's moving about, guys, it is because of that fan right there.
Lack of a better term.
Okay. Yeah, oh,
Look, and after I even talked about noticing...
I'm gonna walk down here real quick.
Okay.
Good eyes, though, everybody, for catching that flag moving.
And we're doing this location 100% out of respect for the client, 100% respect for everyone in the service. We couldn't be able to do and be living in our great country without your sacrifice. Over a 2. That's the highest. I'm assuming that's probably pre-electrical. So we're gonna walk down here. thing you want to do. Another thing you want to do is when you do an investigation, always have an audio recorder while you do your baseline. That way, if anything kind of shows itself on audio, if you hear a sound, you can go back and prove or disprove that. So, and don't walk downstairs backwards.
Right. Now, we did previously put a recorder down here in this room. I'm only saying that so kind of as we're announcing ourselves to it.
I'll tag in your audio.
Hey, Joanna, thanks for joining us.
I'm going to set this meter down once I look at that. It's right. So I would say we'll have to debunk it through the night.
Hey, Adolphus.
The other thing is, like, what we're doing is we're walking around. You want like water heaters? It can kick on in the middle of the night, give you a small panic attack.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what's going on.
Air unit
Come on.
Hold on, I seem to remember about this place.
Right.
Yep, there is a sump pump.
Yep.
And when that kicks on, if you're not paying attention, it'll scare you.
And the other thing is when we're walking around, we're seeing maybe us walking around will move something, and we haven't seen anything yet. But when you're in a location in the middle of the night and it's dark, and something could be barely hanging on the edge, and me being 290 pounds will vibrate that off, and it'll fall on the floor. It'll scare you half to death. So you want to make sure everything's stabilized. Always bring plenty of water.
Oh, yeah.
You get anything, Leah? Generalizations?
very disoriented.
Christina would agree with that statement. Oh, Alex, don't make me ban you from the live. So you got to make sure you watch out for orange dinosaurs.
Right?
Something that we want to tonight, we're going to set up, we got a ability to set up a night vision, and we'll do that, but we might, after an hour or so, cut that off and go back to the phones, which will go dark. We'll have to use flashlights to later tonight to see if the atmosphere changes later tonight.
If anybody heard that, that was air kicking on.
Yep. That was me stepping on something.
Want to tell us anything?
I'll leave it.
Okay.
There's a memory in it, so tell me what the. I want to see if that spike goes down when we leave.
Okay. Hello, Kathleen and Betty. Yes, Leah, she does.
I'm going to go ahead and head toward the client. So that was the initial walkthrough. We'll finish this up. When the client's available, we'll get him to talk.
I'm kind of concerned here.
Yeah.
Was it brown or black? Okay, it's a 1904 World War I.
So the other thing you want to notice, you got all the reflective surfaces. You want to pay attention to those. You kind of want to make sure when someone's walking, if you ever been hiking, you kind of step in step. And if you notice throughout our walkthrough, we're usually behind each other. That way, if one person trips, that way the whole team don't fall in a hole. You also want to watch out for lights in windows. Where a random light could go out. Cases that shake like this. An 18 wheeler go by, hit that thing. That thing will be vibrating like it's going up to heaven.
I want to come over here and get a shot of this thing on the floor. Yes, folks, that is a flamethrower. We're going to be using it in a test tonight.
Which is illegal. It is illegal for the U.S. military to use flamethrowers. But for you as an individual, if you have an FFA license, you can buy one. Just saying.
Want to give me a price on that? I'm just kidding.
I'd like to get one of those for kudzu.
Kudzu, mosquitoes, the stuff in the backyard.
We haven't gone through these files here. I'm going to loop around that.
All right.
It's rough down there. Something's staring me down.
No. No good.
Are you ready, Mr. Lewis?
I guess so.
We're on live. We can use this right here.
I'm supposed to take this over.
Yeah, I guess you take this over.
I'm taking it over.
We'll should be in the middle there.
Yeah, am I in or am I out?
Oh, you're in.
It's a wide lane.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
So this is our client. He's asked us to come back and reevaluate it. So we're going to get him to tell a little bit about the building, about the history, what he does here.
All right.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Lewis, the owner here at the business, which I don't think we're naming, but
That's up to you. You
I'll
want to name it?
it's the History Company.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't mind people knowing that. Originally, the property that we are on was part of the Battle of Chickamauga. So Confederate cavalry came across where we are and went up the side of the ridge. What this building is known more for is actually being the first McDonald's in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, which maybe we should have a plaque up for that, because it's like every other guy that walks in here is like, oh, can I get fries with that? Yeah, that's funny, man. I hadn't heard that like 1,000 times. But that's what it was, and then it was closed, stayed empty for about 13 years, and then we bought it and started our business here, which is a military antique reenactor, just whatever weird stuff wanders through the door kind of shop, along with a veterans museum. And Veterans Museum wise, we have items from Civil War all the way up to Afghanistan, about 140 uniforms or more on display, plus other artifacts. So there's definitely a lot of stuff in the building.
Right. A lot of stuff with a lot of history. The potential for some stuff with attachments to it as well. If you consider that.
People are
Coming
asking
in.
where it's located. Or do you want them to know? Or
Yeah, I mean, we're
Okay.
in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. We're the easiest way to find us is if you can find the Save-A-Lot. I'm right beside the Save-A-Lot.
Right.
I got a World War I guy on the sign, so they should be able to find
If you're
that.
coming down the road here, heading towards the battlefield, it's just right there on the
Yeah,
left.
check us out on Facebook. The
yes, the
History
History
Company. You can
Company.
look us up right there.
Right. He shared this video, so you might actually already be watching it from this page. So
And we'll share his
Oh,
page as
absolutely.
well.
Absolutely.
So, of course, the main thing that a lot of people are wanting to know, you've had us in here before due to some activity.
Mhm.
Can you give us, just not giving away too much, but what can you tell us about some stuff that has gone on here?
Well, without giving away the store, during the time that we've been open, there have been, initially it started with various people at different times saying that they either felt like they were being watched, or they felt very uneasy, or just something, that feeling in your back of your neck there. So we had some of that. I've had people standing here in front of me at the register suddenly start looking around and ask if we've got a radio playing somewhere, and we did not. And apparently they were hearing something,
Right.
some voice, something like that. There are people who've said they've been grabbed and things like that. And well, I'm a pretty skeptical guy. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, it's got to happen to me for me to say, okay, yeah, something happened. And
Right.
yes, we've had a couple of things like that where it's like, well, okay then, yeah, something's going on, because normally stuff doesn't go flying off a shelf like that. So yeah, but that's kind of just in broad overview that we've had a lot of that, and then a lot of it seems to be more with the museum than anywhere else in the shop, as far as people feeling like somebody was watching them. However, I've got a bunch of mannequins back there, and so I'm not, I've always kind of said, well, you're probably just getting creeped out by the mannequin, but yeah, that has consistently been, and it's always in the same areas.
Okay. Now Leah has already picked up on a few areas as we've walked through. Is there anything you can tell us about the basement? Just because that seems to be a hot spot. I know one of the last times we were here, we actually got a very good EVP while we were down there.
Oh yes, you did. Yeah. Oddly enough, I had a friend of mine came in today, and I told them y'all were going to be here, and she said, when I worked for you, every time I went downstairs in the basement, I would hear stuff. And I said, well, what did you hear? And she described pretty much what you guys had heard. And she said,
That's pretty cool.
She said, I kept thinking you were down there moving something around, and I would look around and you weren't there, and so I ran back upstairs.
Right.
Like a good plan, because I know exactly what you're talking about, since I have heard it on the EVP.
Right. Just to share those, we haven't released that audio because it's the client's audio. We don't release our evidence, but we left a recorder down there and there was nobody in the area, and you very clearly hear what sounds like boots walking on the, click, click, click on the floor down there. And y'all saw whenever we went through, it's a tile floor. So, and there was nobody down there, but it was very clearly somebody walking.
Well, and the other thing that I heard, and Ed might remember this, but downstairs in the basement, there's a chain link fence section.
Yes.
And clear as a bell, if you've ever thrown a ball or something into a chain link fence, that's exactly what I heard. That something was just slamming into that fence. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
I know what's there and what shouldn't be there.
Right.
Yeah, fence shouldn't be making noise.
No, not that loud. I can't think of any other questions.
So, based on what's your percentage, if you can spitball it, what's your percentage of replicas, manufacture, authentic?
Well, on the store side of things,
Okay.
I'd say probably the majority of items we have are reproduction, reenacting, though we have a pretty large selection of military uniforms that we don't know who they belong to. I mean, they're things that we picked up. There's no identification on them. So if you said in the store part, I'd say probably 25 to 30% old authentic items, 70-75% of things that are reproduction or newly made. Now, obviously, when you roll into the museum, it's 100%
Right.
of items that are attached to people and things of that nature. And some of them, again, since we're giving the name of the store, it's not that big of a deal. We're a military museum, and we have artifacts from people who are killed in action on display in the museum. And so, some of that, I guess, if you believe in that sort of thing, some
Right.
of that could definitely have some attachment to it.
Definitely some energy, different types of energy attached to that, again, if you believe in that.
Yes.
All right, so do a shameless plug, tell your hours, when
All
you're
right.
open, stuff like that.
Tell them to come by and buy something.
Yeah, I'll do one of our normal commercials. Hey there, friends and neighbors.
Here, let me step out.
Here at the History Company, we have a full selection of sort of weird items and military history things. We are open just about every day. Sunday is really the only day we're closed. So Monday through Saturday, 11 to 5:30, located here in scenic Fort Oglethorpe, right next to the Chickamauga battlefield. Come see us.
Nice.
Like it.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, no problem.
All right. I'll take the camera back. All right.
So,
Oh, sorry.
Lewis, thank you for letting us come by. We're going to do right. Just a quick note. Lewis is a good man. He's a great reenactor. He's one of the best reenactors around here. If you have any idea or any questions about any of your family members, he's the man to get you in the right direction. He'll take care of it. He knows. He's got all the contacts.
Your check's in the mail.
You got the sponsorship patches?
Yeah. Yeah. Sponsored by Ghost Shop. But the other thing is we want to do it as is we take pride in ourselves of following up. The reason why people call us as investigators is make sure we figure out what's going on and give the client some information how to get rid of that, or we get rid of it for them. So that's one of the key things is be safe, always call somebody. And if you tell the client you're going to do A, B, and C, do A, B, and C. Don't go into witness protection right after that. So that's the only shameless plug. I didn't call anybody out that time.
No, but I am going to tell you to beware of pickpockets and loose women.
That's right.
Because it's right over your shoulder.
Oh, yes, okay. Well, that was a plug for me. But give us about 30, 45 minutes. We'll give you a 5-minute head start. We're going to set up our equipment in the back, where we're going to be doing some more investigations. Then
And
after
you can investigate with us.
Yep.
And we'll do our drawing.
our drawing for our guest investigator, we're going to be
Yes.
excited about that.
Woohoo!
So give us about 45 minutes. Tune in, grab your break, go to the potty, or to eat some pizzas.
Yep.
Get you some popcorn.
Popcorn, coffee, Coke, or whatever beverage you
Use your
choose.
headphones so you can hear things, because we're not going to be able to hear because we're all breathing hard.
Hey, it's hot.
And
It's
we're-
Georgia summers.
That's it.
It's been hotter in September than it has been in July or August.
But thank you for tuning in. Please share, tell your friends, send them a message, text them. Come down here and visit Lewis. I mean, he's a good man. Buy something for him from him.
Definitely buy something. I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of that.
He's a good man. The saying always is, if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Right.
And we're very fortunate for having a strong military that has sacrificed a lot to give us the freedoms, and Lewis is keeping that respect going all times. So we'll see you in about 45 minutes.
All righty.